Hi, this is Dr. Richard Ruling here to share with you again on the Total Health Channel. From week to week and even more often we're sharing information that I think is relevant to end times. Today is a topic that's good throughout history, but especially good as we anticipate seeing the end time events coming soon. And I'd like to give you about 5 reasons why, if you're living in the city, you should consider looking for country property, maybe just to rent for a short time if need be. But even people who do not believe in the Bible as we do, Joel Skousen wrote the book Strategic Relocation, and it's not about living in the city, I can assure you. I have a classmate from Loma Linda who does emergency room medicine, and he considers cities the death traps, okay? And it could be some kind of a trap for us in the end time, because judgments are beginning to fall on cities, natural disasters and unnatural disasters, if you understand what I'm saying. And so for about 5 reasons I'd just like to review with you briefly. We have a book that I have meant so much to me, The Ministry of Healing, by an inspired author who shows how in one chapter meat is a problem, and Seventh-day Adventists are known for being vegetarian. But there are 4 chapters on country living, and we somehow don't get it. Christ lived in contact with nature. He spent his nights at the Mount of Olives. That's how Judas knew where to take the Jews to capture him. And basically, he had no place owned no property during his lifetime in ministry. He told Judas, foxes have holes, birds of the air have nests, but Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. But at any rate, Christians consider him their example in all things, really. So why not consider country living as something relevant for now? In God's plan for Israel, every family had a home on the land with sufficient ground for tilling, and this provided both the means and the incentive for an industrious and self-supporting life, and no devising of men has improved on that plan. Owing to the world's departure from it is the wretchedness and misery that exists in the cities today, where people move for an easy job and then have no job, and bad situation. So consider this also for health reasons. The country is better for health. Accidents occur in the cities, but also the fumes, the smoke, the noise, lots of unpleasant things that are not good in the city. Lack of exercise. Living in the country affords more opportunity for the 8 remedies of nature with fresh air, exercise, and so on. Then there's the matter of the children and rearing the children. The cities are hotbeds of vice, wickedness. Children get exposed to things that should never be. Even now, the educational system is such that it's going to expose them one way or the other, and that's bad trouble. We need to get our kids, our families, those that we love, out into a protected area. As we look back at Egypt, and the Israelites lived in Goshen, a land suitable for agriculture. And it's not too late now, but it soon will be. In fact, I would highly recommend, if I could, a person taking a tour out into the country and to just look for property, something you could rent if something big comes up soon. And I'd like to give you the reason why it may come up soon. To be honest with you, Christ gave a warning. He said, when you see an abomination standing where it ought not. The standing where it ought not is the words in Mark 13, verse 14. And we saw those signs in 2015. Early believers understood his words, reference to an abomination, as the Roman army. And when Cestius came in 66 A.D., the army, and they planted the banner of their sun god outside the city, that was the signal, and Christians fled and were spared the siege by Titus, who came 3.5 years later. And now we might look back on those words and we think about Roman army. Well, we had a military drill in 2015. It was called Jade Helm. Helm stands for Homeland Eradication of Local Militants. It was about preparing for when we will no longer have Second Amendment rights to have a gun. The fact that people can have guns kept this country safe during World War II when the Japanese would have invaded this country, but they had the belief that every American had a gun and could use it. And so basically it prevented their invasion, even though they did start the war with Pearl Harbor. So bottom line is that we're living in a time when danger could be, and guns, even Christ told his disciples on the last night in Luke, if you look up the account, he said, he that has no sword, let him sell his garment and get a sword. Now, I don't think we should go on the offense like Peter did when he cut off the high priest's ear. But as a deterrent to others, it may be good to have a weapon. Basically, that was Christ's words, and I believe that last night was a microcosm of end-time events. So bottom line, we need to rethink some things and consider about country living as a place where we are less available to evil. And the other clues that Christ gave, like I said, the Roman army. Rome came also in 2015. The U.S. Congress invited the Pope to address them, and really he has no business there because we believe in separation of church and state. The Pope is against that. He is for church and state with the church in charge. And that's why the pioneers fled the old world to this country for freedom, because there was persecution when the Pope asked the kings to persecute the heretics. And that time is going to repeat. It says in Ecclesiastes 3:15, I like the New English Bible, says what has been, what is to come has been already, and God summons each event back in its turn. So we will see that in the end time, as suggested also by Revelation 13, when you cannot buy or sell unless you have a mark of compliance. And basically it's with false worship, but we have to be Protestant, protest. Sadly, our church did not protest when the Pope came to Congress, and even before that, when Reagan appointed an ambassador to the Vatican, nothing was said by our church when it really should have been. We're failing to be Protestant, and we're giving a peace and safety message. If you happen to have access to Ellen White's Volume 5, page 211, she says that the ancient men, which were the leaders, church leaders, have betrayed their trust, and they are giving the message of peace and safety when really it's not about that, and people are going to perish. So please take a look at some of these things, consider it, and I would say if you see Jerusalem, again, this is Christ's words in Luke 21, verse 20, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, that was a sign originally for the people to get out. And here you see a book, Destruction of Jerusalem. This book is free this coming Saturday on Amazon. If you look at the link below this post, it'll have a link where on Saturday you can go and get a free book, but it's the heads-up sign for end-time events about to begin. If you see this, I would go take a trip out to the country, find some place and put some money down on it, because the following month is guaranteed to be big. I thank you for considering this. May God bless you as you